And I just kept thinking about them. God, you're helping him. It's amazing, to see how far this horse has come.
It's not easy, it's hard. We would rather starve than let our horses starve. We want the horses. We want to help them. We want to be able to make a difference in their lives.
The views and opinions expressed in this presentation are solely those of the presenter and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Horse Plus Humane Society, the Full Circle of Life Network, or any of their employees or management. The information contained in this presentation is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute professional advice. Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. We strongly encourage you to conduct your own independent research and seek professional advice as needed.
We are on a really tight schedule today because the venue double booked today. So we have to be out of here. They said 5, but we have to get some stuff done after everyone leaves. So we are trying to move everything along just because we don't have the liberty of hanging out here. So thank you so much. And thank you, Chandra, for being here.
Thank you for having me again. Appreciate it. So this is going to be an introduction to large animal rescue. I will have to kind of go through a few of these slides rather quickly today, folks, because we are limited for time. And this is use of the Anderson sling. Again, why is this subject important? Pretty much large animal rescue is extremely, extremely important for rescues here. Horse rescue is extremely important. You guys are pretty much also first responders, and again, from yesterday's class, you will be working hand in hand with the first responders in order to rescue the horses and any other animals you may encounter, because as we go through this class today, you'll be learning about other species you may encounter, including commercial buildings. Again, pretty much your safety is always number one. Always remember that with horses and any other animals you're going to encounter, that our safety is, of course, number one. Again, doing a 360, this is also written for fire departments, guys, so I do apologize if it talks about radios and fire trucks and fun things like that. So if you want to learn to drive a fire truck, check out this class too. Again, always know when to call for help. Have your large animal veterinarian on staff. MOU is very important. If you weren't here yesterday, if you were here yesterday, definitely go ahead and put them on a call down list. Add them to your 911. Go ahead and talk to your large animal veterinarians up front. Get them on board about why large animal rescue is important, and go ahead and have them on board, because a lot of times large animal veterinarians will at times be kind of him-hawing around going, well, why do I need to be on board? I have a vet clinic. I'm on an 8 to 5 schedule. Tell them that there's a reason why they're going to need to be called out at night, for a rescue. It could be during the day. It could be 3 in the afternoon. You just never know when it's going to come. That call's going to come sometime, someplace, and usually at the most inopportune time. And it could be when you're cooking dinner, so if you are, shut off your stove. And believe me, I have been the one that have left my stove on. And again, chain of command, your animal control agency will be your legal authority on scene. So do remember your animal care and control generally in most counties is your legal authority. Fire department is your primary resource for technical skills and equipment. Check with your local agencies. Some rescue squads or fire departments may have a large animal rescue unit. Or if they don't, your horse rescues actually can even develop a large animal rescue unit yourself in conjunction with your rescue squad or fire department to get a grant to develop an actual rescue trailer to put the rescue straps, rescue glide, Nicodopoulos needle, and so on and so forth. You can actually Google what goes in a rescue trailer to have large animal rescue equipment on board. Take operational level training which is the next step past this class, and actually have the trailer, keep it on site, and it's just another way to have an MOU in your county, and you'll be called out. So when there's a disaster, you can be called out also, besides large animal rescues. Again, law enforcement is going to be securing the scene, keeping people out, keeping the public away, keeping only people that are on a need-to-know basis in. Horse owner is the final authority concerning all decisions concerning their horse. Remember, the horse owner is going to make the last act of kindness decisions. Sometimes, no matter how bad it looks, that horse owner is going to want that horse transported to a veterinary facility. No matter how much we may feel that animal needs to be last act of kindness, sometimes the veterinarian is going to want anything done possibly, and so it may be up to us to transport that animal out to a veterinary facility. And again, the veterinarian is always going to be your medical authority on scene. I'm going to go through some of this just because we don't have the time. Again, you want to go over an assessment in your head when you get on scene. How did the horse get in the position that the horse is in? Did the horse go over a cliff? Is there a rider on that horse? Was the rider upside down still on that horse? You never know what you're going to encounter. Is the horse in a mud hole? Is the horse in quicksand? These are just some examples. Is the horse in the barn? Is it, you just never know what you're going to encounter. There's numerous things you're going to possibly encounter. Also, did the horse tow the rider? Did the horse break through a fence? If the horse is riderless, let your fire department know to send out search and rescue immediately to find that rider. Again, as you guys know, is rescue scene safety and the view of what the horse can see and what the ears actually do as far as horse talking. Again, guys, I apologize. Some of these things, like I said, you guys are very familiar with. And actually, my presentation is about 2 hours. Pretty much, as you guys know, horses are prey animals in the food order. So, of course, they're going to be often traveling in herds for their safety. Their eyes and ears are very large, and their eyes are more to the sides of their heads than they are for predators. As you guys know, the danger zone, you can just squeeze through some of these, because you guys know all this kind of stuff. As you know, the ears are going to give clues, what the ears are doing, the way they turn is going to tell you guys what the horse is kind of thinking. Of course, the direction of the ears, as you know, when the ears are back, what they're thinking. Head positions, we all know what the head position means on a horse. Of course, high heads, obviously they're pretty anxious and fearful. This is just a horse anatomy. I guess the handout, sending it out. Yeah. Okay, so that's one of the little handouts I gave y'all of the basic horse anatomy of horses, which is great for flyers. They're also nice to give to your fire departments, guys, and your local emergency responders. That's the reason why I gave you that handout specifically. Go ahead. Again, this is another nice colored one of the horses. Of course, the tail, lashing is a sign of anger. Flickering can be a sign of annoyance. Things like that. Clamped tight against the body is a sign of fear. Pretty much this is just on here for first responders saying that, hey, the horse is doing this. Try to be very careful with what you're doing. A few of you that are first responders obviously know this. And those of you that are first responders obviously know that yellow on the turnout gear is oftentimes a not so light color by horses. So it's often recommended if you can have orange in your turnout gear, it's a much more light color on the turnout gear versus the bright yellow and bright yellow gloves. Again, if the horse is cast in the stall, pretty much means the horse is rolled against one side and he's pretty much stuck, he cannot get up. It's a very common injury. We run into this in a few places. It's going to take up to 3 people to get that horse up, and occasionally it does take heavy machinery, such as like a tractor or a backhoe. So these are just some nice little pictures of the different nose positions, being that they're oblique nose breathers. Again, as you guys know, horses have very, very delicate respiratory systems. We talked about the smoke yesterday. If you have the horse out of the stall again, we shut the doors, it's froze. We'll go ahead and go through some of these. We talked about this. This is some photos my friend of mine's fire department in Virginia. This is where the horse was cast actually in between a pole and the wall. The horse is pretty much cast, and as soon as Yeah, so you can just go through the photos. This was in Carrollton, Virginia, several years ago. And our friend took these photos. Is it happy? There we go. So here's the horse behind the tractor. Now, this is the owner of the horse on his tractor. The fire department and the rescue squad are working together. They put a towel over the horse's head, but a really awesome thing to work, and it's gonna sound funny and other men might laugh, but they're like super, super large bras. So, like size J and H and things like that. Just get it from Amazon or, extras from Walmart. Well, maybe not Walmart, but stores like that. They work wonderfully instead of having to go in and spend a lot of money on the actual head coverings. But HAST actually makes the custom one. HAST is the ones that actually make the custom head bumpers, which they're really great to have if you're able to afford them. But they're wonderful, they're custom made, and she's the one who makes them. But here they just use a towel over the horse's head. Again, the horse is down between I don't know how the horse got between the old barn and the fencing, but the horse did. Now, why they didn't cut the fence, I'm not exactly sure. But they did have to actually last act in kindness this horse. Due to the horse being down, it was down for about 10 hours before they found the horse in the morning, unfortunately. But they did everything they could to try to get the horse up. They ended up cutting part of it down where the horse was located, but they could not, unfortunately, save this animal. But this was also one of their first calls on large animal rescue. So they did everything they could to try to save this animal. My friend, he was on our fire farm back home, he called me from Virginia and was like, hey, what do we do? I advised them to call their large animal rescue team closest to them. Their closest rescue team was 4 hours away. So they did call their nearest rescue team and talk to them by phone since I was in Tennessee. But they started to travel their direction. They did the best that they could with what they had to do. They did just different kind of trailers. This one actually has been modified to haul camels. So again, this is, they actually raised the roof on this trailer here to haul camels. I don't know if any of y'all are from California or not, but this is Oasis Camel Dairy out in San Diego. Ramona. They're the only camel milk dairy. Whoops, that's a cool elephant. Anyway, this is Oasis Camel Dairy in California, and if you guys are ever interested in training with camels, by chance for rescuing, learning how to rescue camels and things like that, they also host a workshop once a year. San Diego Zoo, this is Ranch 4, male elephant, bull. He's actually pretty cool. And like I said, this other horse trailer, it's an older trailer, but they did raise a roof on this one once again to haul camels. And so the reason why I put these older trailers in here, they also keep their saddles in it for storage, is to show you guys different kind of hitches and trailer setups, which you guys would know. Now, this is just an old trailer setup from a colleague of mine to show you that, all equipment isn't great, as you guys all know, going down the road. I've gone down the interstate and have seen the horse's feet hanging out the holes in the trailer, and you have to literally honk at people to get them to pull over and be like, hey, your horse's leg is hanging out of your trailer, because they don't see it. Or you go down the road and it's the carnival and you see somebody's face sticking out the side of the trailer because the carnies are riding in the back with the animals. Again, this is a law enforcement agency. NBA, horse trailer on the interstate. Chevrons, which is very common nowadays. Again, don't let this be your lack of attention turn into this. This is obviously a very bad fatality. Horse's face filleted open from an injury. Again, this is just an overturned trailer for practice. And again, if you guys ever choose, you can move on and do operations level training. I would highly recommend it for all you guys to be trained in operations, to learn more about getting the animals actually out and doing large animal training in person. Again, this is some of the training that I have taken over the years. I'm trained in advanced large animal rescue training myself. I've taken training in Kentucky and flew out to California to finish my training. These are just using the rescue straps and a pike pole in order to pull the horse out. And of course, you do open the trailer door to get the horse extricated with the rescue straps and the pike poles. And it's actually called a backward glide, slide. And again, as this is showing here, stay out of the danger zone, as you guys all know. Do not stand behind the horse with your feet. And these are just some examples of how to get the horse safely out by staying out of the back of the hooves. Again, this was done in St. Petersburg, Florida, many years ago. Again, pretty much learning the procedures of it, encouraging others to learn large animal rescue, and being proactive is mainly the things of large animal rescue. Taking the next step is pretty much available to everybody to take. I definitely highly recommend guys to take the next steps in the class. Also, like I said, normally my class does go over exotics and commercial animals and things like that, but being that we're limited on time, I had to shorten my class by about, an hour, unfortunately, guys. So I do apologize. But I know we have a lot going on, and this is just a great opportunity to be here today, and I want to thank each and every one of you for the opportunity to come and teach today. Thank you.
Thank you.